Hello and welcome to the Astroflower Aura readings. Just to sort of go through basically what we do on these readings. I'm an energy healer. I've been an energy healer for sort of 30 years. I've seen over 20,000 people and I see energy fields around everything. And I've been seeing them for a very long time, so 30 odd years. It's been the main course of my study basically throughout my life. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be looking at the effects of what the earth energy, the vibration, or the universal vibration if you like, and how it affects each individual sign within your chakras and your aura. And this will give you a heads up on your weekly readings, your monthly readings, and etc. This is not a personal sort of thing, so I can read people's chakras and auras at distance, it's not a problem, but this is obviously a general video, and this is where we're just going to be going into general sort of connections that different signs have, because different signs work on different types of energy. And that's to do with the element system which we can find within the Astroflower. So so what we're going to do here is we're going to go through the chakras, and I'm going to pick out the ones that are affecting you as your sign the most, and see if there's anything that we can pick up in the aura as well. And just to sort of differentiate, the chakras are like the electrical cables of your energy that's going pulsating through your body, like it's energy lines or ley lines that pulsate through the vibration of the earth. We get the same thing on all the planets as much as we do on the solar system, the sun as well. So that's like the cables, the electrical cables where the current is really going through it. And that electrical cables create a magnetic field, which we would call your aura. We can also say the magnetic field of the earth and the magnetic field of the sun and other planets, and etc. So there is a difference between the two. And auras are a lot slower than the chakras. Chakras are a lot faster. I'll be honest with you, I can't see chakras per se. I can see what effect it's having on the magnetic field, a little bit like a boat that goes through water, and the boat is long gone, but you can see the wake from the boat afterwards. So I see the knock-on effect of the chakras rather than the actual chakras itself. Be interesting to see them in the future. Maybe if the vibration of the earth picks up even more, things may well be possible in that sort of sense. So it's just a sort of difference between the two. The aura is a lot slower. It takes a lot more to change auras. Chakras change a lot quicker. And that is what I would call the harmonics, or the harmony, or the vibration of your energy. The chakras would be more of a case of like the watts, or the energy, the watts or the kilowatts or the volts that are flying through that chakra at any given point. I will say one other thing on energy before we start. You can never have less than 100% of energy. You're never missing it. You've never got too much. It's just the way in which you position your energy or distribute your energy through your body, which can give you the sensation that you're missing energy, and other times when you have excess amount of energies. So without further ado, let's just bring up our Astroflower man. There we go. Lovely. Okay, and we're just going to get into those readings. Virgo, let's get into your aura and chakra reading now. Happy birthday, by the way, to everybody who's having their birthday at the moment. And all of you Virgos who are going through your birthday season, happy birthday to you. Let's just see what's going on with your aura here. Whoa. There seems to be a pinch point on your heart at the moment. And I think this could well be causing you doubt. Not only doubt within yourself, but doubt within the people that are around you. And it's almost that trepidation before we start a journey or start a race. I used to do lots of athletics, and you know, before the race, I used to have to calm my nerves a lot to really focus and everything like that. And it's like, will it work? Will it not work? You know, will I succeed? Will I not succeed? I think that's playing a lot within you at the moment. And it's the unknowing in a way, which can be very detrimental to anybody. But you've got a real pinch. You know, there's some people who've had like an hourglass reading, which within that, but you've got a real sort of, it's almost like a figure of 8 in a way, sort of scenario going on here. It's the general reading, of course, and looking at the planets at the moment and everything, excuse me, everything that is in retrograde, it is creating a moment of reflection. We saw that in the weekly readings. So, you know, do equate this to your weekly readings. If you haven't seen your weekly readings, it will be linked at the end of this this aura and chakra reading as well. So do equate it with that. But yeah, there seems to be a pinch point here where I think you risk to beat yourself up, and I wouldn't if I was you, Virgo. There's no point. It is like, it's almost like a child being born. You're a child. You're inside your mother, and as you get pushed through, you're being pushed through a small area. Pushed through a small area from what would have been a reasonably spacious area before, and then being pushed into a much bigger spatial area where you don't know what's going on. It's a little bit like that, and this has to do, I think, with your birthday season as well. You're going from one year to another. It's like a catalyst moment. It's almost like going from the caterpillar to the butterfly sort of scenario, going and putting into action your plans. So that's what it seems to be like, more than anything. Let's have a look at your chakras here. So we've got your root chakra here. Very large. I think you've worked out a lot within you over the past month and a half, 2 months, over your autumn period, of what you want to be living in your future. And now it's rooted within you, it's grounded within you. But there is a point, so the central point, and it's like two vortexes, the root chakra, and they intertwine with one another. And the central intertwining point is really strong. But the outer section, that's where the doubt is coming in. And I think it's a case of, and it's difficult for mutable signs, and particularly I think for Virgo, to just do it. You're very much sort of like, you want everything to be in place, perfectly in place before you go ahead and do it. And that perfection sometimes will hold you back. And it's creating a little bit of doubt in where you are fundamentally going by the looks of things, or what's grounding you within your life, basically. That's what it seems to be like. Let's just have a look what's going on in your sacrum. And these are your fundamental desires. They're actually really balanced, really nice, absolutely beautiful. There seems to be an understanding within yourself as regards to your work and your play, your relationships and your work side of your life. There seems to be a very good understanding and a basic sort of thing. So basically, let's just say I want to experience something with my partner in life, and I need X amount of money to do that experience. Therefore, I need my material life to work in a certain way in order for me to have those experiences within my relationships. And this seems to be pretty clear for you at the moment. It seems to be within you, your fundamental desires seems to be very well fixed in place. And I think that's where that bulge comes in at the base there. Let's just get into your solar plexus. This is where we're getting the pinch. This is where we're getting the pinch. You seem to be putting a lot of energy into the, let me just check the recording, sorry. you seem to be putting a lot of energy into the outside world rather than inside you. And this is where, sometimes you can lose a little bit of determination, and we can see this in your root chakra, and then we can see it in your solar plexus as well. Sometimes you can lose a bit of determination for you, and more of a determination for others. And I think you should, and I keep repeating this a lot within your weekly readings. Everything works in the universe in the sense that as long as I'm okay, as long as I'm in a good way, everybody else can be in a good way. So I'm not sort of, it's not a case when everyone else is really in a good way, I'm in a good way. It doesn't work like that. It's trying to contribute through your own personal success. And I think this is really important. I think you should reevaluate that and start realizing where you're putting your energy or your life force into what things that are around you, and whether it's serving you or just serving others. I do things just for others as well, like everybody, and that's very nice. But maybe that needs to be, the balance of how you do that needs to be looked at. Let's just have a look what's going on in your heart chakra. Yes, there is a, the heart chakra is like, you get the front and the back. It's like a disc. It's not like a cone. It's like a disc. And this is the top. This is the front. This is the back. And it goes like that. And your heart seems to be a little bit collapsing in on itself. So it's almost as if like you're losing faith. I think you're losing faith in the outside world. Not necessarily in yourself here. I really don't think that. But I do believe this could be a case of maybe losing a little bit of faith in the outside world. And I think you're losing, it's a possibility that you could be losing this faith in the outside world is because you're not progressing yourself onto on the pathway which is good for you. So I would be very wary of that, be very conscious of that as you go forward. Okay? I wouldn't try and push your heart either, because the energy is not there. So I wouldn't really push your heart's desires at the moment. But I would be, this moment of reflection, as I say, there's a lot of planets in retrograde. Be very conscious about, very conscious about what you want in life, and reflecting upon how your heart feels with you. Rather than putting your faith in the outside world, start getting faith within yourself. Believing in yourself. That is really important. I think this is where you can bring that energy in your solar plexus, and you can use your meditation in order to do that, in order to bring that force back into centralizing within you. So then you can then apply that within your heart, and you can go after your heart's desires. I think that would be really good for you. But I wouldn't push it out there. I wouldn't, throw your heart around, because I think you may cause pain for yourself more than anything else. Okay, let's just see what's going on in your third eye and your throat chakra. There's a lot of thinking going on. And I think this thinking is overthinking something. We can all do this. Doesn't matter what sign. We all have a moment we can overthink things. There is no doubt about it. But it could well be detrimental for you at this moment. It's like you're starting a project. If you focus on what can go wrong, it's more liable to go wrong. That's the sort of situation here. So I would use your inner vision here, that if it's, if you find yourself constantly, looking at the things that can go wrong, I would consciously take that decision to start saying, okay, I know these things can go wrong. I put them on the shelf, but now I'm going to concentrate on the things that can go right. And then once you start concentrating on those sort of things, they become more and more important. And that's when you can use that third eye, which seems to be very much more sort of active. So you're less vocal. You're not, you're not talking as much. You're not expressing how you feel as much. You're thinking things over a lot. So you can use that in a really good way, and you can turn it into your favor. Let's just see what's going on into your crown chakra.
It's actually really good. I think as I say, I think you've done a lot of work over the last sort of 2 months, 2 or 3 months, to work out what you want out of life. You've got a clear inner vision of that, and it seems like you're sticking to that plan. And because you're sticking to that plan, you're exposing the shortcomings of the world that is around you, and that's what's building in that doubt. Do not put your faith in the world and the outside, put the faith in you, as it were. And when you believe in yourself, you can then start believing in the outside world, because things will start working in your favour. I will be doing a thing on Cymatic TV about the law of attraction, because sometimes when we put out too much positive energy, we get nothing but negative back. And there is a very particular reason for the way energy works, and this happens in life. So I'm going to do what I perceive to be the eternal truths, according to the sort of law of attraction and manifestation. I'm going to try and do a whole sort of series on that on the Cymatic TV. And that channel there is all about energy. So yeah, you've got this clear vision, fundamental clear vision within your crown chakra, about where you should be going and what you're doing and how you're placing your consciousness into that. But I would just be a little bit wary from the outside world and just putting too many eggs in one basket in the outside world, basically. Let's just have another look on your aura. Let's see if we can pick anything up on that. Okay, so the main thing is that pinch point. And now, once I put my fingers into the pinch point, I can then start getting the message that's coming through for you on that. And that pinch point there is very much a birthing thing, going from one dimension to another, or one paradigm to another, 1 year to another. And there is, as you're heading towards your goals, you may feel like you're being pulled away from other goals or other people or the connections you had with around you. And that's as much within the relationship side as it is within the financial sort of side. And yeah, it seems like you're having to, okay, so this is the best way to describe it. If you want to cross a river, at some point you're holding on to one side of the river, one riverbank, and you've got to go over to the other side. At some point, you've got to let go of that riverbank to go over to the other side. And I think you're going through that process at the moment. Going towards your success and just letting go of that other rivers, that one side of the river, in order to go to the other is really important. That's what seems to be coming out from it. So there you go, Virgo. Don't forget our sister channel, Cymatic TV, which I did the energy update over there. Go and have a look at that. If you like it, obviously, sort of subscribe and click that bell. You'll get all the notifications on all the videos that I do according to energies in the coming future. You've got your weekly reading coming out this week as well, and the tarot readings on this channel here, and it'd be lovely to see you here for that. Yes, I hope you got the best out of this reading, and all that's left for me to say is don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.